guys, Louie here. I've been cooking today. Made a nice pot of beef stew. All right, we start with tri-tip is what I typically do. I cube that up, fry that in olive oil with onions and garlic, and then we boil that in about a quart of water for, we don't boil it, but we simmer that for 2-3 hours. Then we go about adding our veggies. There is celery, carrots, potatoes, let's see, celery, carrots, potatoes, peas, and I think that's pretty much it. So that is dinner tonight, but that is not why I have you here. I'm going to go into the den real quickly, and we are going to unbox something that came in today by surprise, and I've been told by a couple people to look out for it, so let's see what it is. I hope you guys are well on a Saturday night. All right, so let's see. I don't want to show you my information, but here is the box, and I'm just going to go ahead and open her, pull her out. All right, so there's what we have inside. Let's see if there's a note. Ah, yes, there is a note. There is a note. This is from the bear. Oh my gosh, that is a COA from the bear. So this does come from the bear. And yeah, with a little note in here. So I'm going to read that real quickly. Louie, Silver Supplement, has asked me to make this for you. We hope that it will help honor your father and the G13? Hope you're doing really well, my friend. Wait a minute. Silver Supplement has asked me to make this for you. We hope that it help honor your father. Huh. And the S13? Maybe that is his Air Corps troop. I can't recall if I had broadcast or not. Your friend the bear. All right, well, let's get this open then. That's exciting. So we've got a present, guys, from Silver Supplement. He's a cool dude. I had helped him with a video a while ago and didn't require any repayment, but I guess he wanted to do that. And here we go. All right. So from Silver Supplement, what is here? And what did the bear pour? Let's see. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that is beautiful. Oh, the 513th. I mean, yeah, so that must have been his regiment. I actually have got the picture down off the wall, so, oh my gosh. That is in honor of World War II Corporal Losing Louie. World. What you have in front of you is a picture taken in Columbia, South Carolina on March 1st, 1944. This is the 513th Fighter Bomber Squadron, and my dad is in this group. This represents the people that went over to Europe to fight Hitler and some of the greatest generation, as well as the generation that saved the world. I'm proud to say my dad was part of that. Yes, his name was Losing Louie, and one of the reasons. Wow. Wow, look at can you see that? I don't have my normal setup here because everything's in boxes, but look how beautiful that is. Let me see if I can get you a shot in the sun. Bear, you've really outdone yourself. Look at that. What a beautiful cast piece. That is just beautiful. Wow, 3.3 ounces. The 513th, and the bear stamp. Wow, that is just beautiful. Just beautiful. Take that, Hitler. Let's see if I have the COA handy, because I'm not doing this justice. SS 513 missile, hand poured silver art, has a purity of 999, poured by the bear. So it is a 513 missile. Wow. Wow, that is really, really wicked. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Bear, for pouring it, and thank you, Silver Supplement, for the beautiful gift. That is fantastic. Let's. Oh wait, you guys aren't even. You're upside down. And there he is. Well, okay. He needs to maybe hang. Oh, that would be awesome, hanging from a model plane. Look at that. That is very, very cool. Can't thank you enough. What a wonderful gift. And I will keep that forever. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
The generation that saved the world. I'm proud to say my dad was part of that. Yes, his name was Losing Louis, and one of the reasons that he got that name was he came over to the States from Italy at a very, very young age, and by the time he was a teenager, the Great Depression struck. And he spent the next 10 years just barely surviving with our large family. Everyone who went through the Great Depression put their lives on hold because they were all just trying to survive. There was no work and scarce little to eat. My dad was an upholsterer, and after the Depression ended, he still hadn't married, but he finally managed to open a shop. And the first reason he got the name Losing Louis was he would sell a mattress at a pretty discounted price. So he called himself Losing Louis. Come make a deal with Losing Louis. Right? But little did he know that his life would go into turmoil, because while he was getting that started, shortly after he did, Hitler went wild in Europe, and he was drafted. How old was he? 39 and a half years old. Can you imagine, some of you that are 39, be getting a phone call, or well, actually a letter back in the day saying you're being called to war? Can you imagine that? Not only a war, where people would be shooting at you, but a war that you would very likely die. But this was for the future of the world. That was what was at stake. A mere 75 years ago, Hitler proved that pure evil does exist, and sometimes someone needs to take a stand. The United States got into that war late, but when they did, they kicked ass. Proud to say my dad was part of that, and this is his story. He had never married, and just getting his life back together, and before he knew it, he found himself in France, I believe it was, on a battlefield, taking fire from the Germans, and it was a very stressful situation. He would write home to the family, and I have all those letters. But generally, what he would live for would be the moments where they had some R&R, and he was able to go into town. Well, what was his goal when he went into town? See, Louis had never married, and he was dead set on finding a wife. And he figured that a nice European girl would be just the right measure for that. So first thing he did is he bought himself a ring, and most of his letters involve him, when he wasn't fighting, going from town to town with this diamond ring and trying to scare up Mrs. Losing Louis. So it's quite a humorous thing to watch him go across Europe looking for a wife, at the same time being shot at and nearly killed once. But he never did find a wife in Europe. He wound up coming home with that diamond ring and starting a family here. But that's what most of his letters are about. But again, to all the veterans who have risked their lives, you didn't have to, and we all appreciate it, especially those of you that are challenged right now. Our hearts and prayers are with you, and happy Veterans Day to all veterans, and especially the veterans that saved the world back in the 40s. Thanks, everybody. So there's my dad right in the middle. Yeah, he's the old guy, 39 years old, holding his own with those young bucks. Come with me and check out some of the stuff that I've pulled out of the garage in honor of Veterans Day to try to remember Dad and all the veterans. Here are some items that were his. Here's a satchel I think he took with him into the war. Is that Betty Grable? I'm not sure. There's my mom. He didn't marry someone from overseas. He wound up coming home and marrying a cute Calabrian chick. Wild temper, though. Here's a little book called Mission Accomplished. This is about Normandy. Here's one of the towns we bombed, Durin. Yeah, he smoked. Looks like he had a filter there, like FDR. One of his prized possessions, propeller, German binoculars. Where's that? There's the Swastika. Those are great binoculars. He and I used to take those to the racetrack. When I was a kid, I didn't bet. Here's the store. I'm not making this stuff up. Make a deal with Losing Louie. That was his store, and that was him. Because he couldn't catch a break. That was the story of his life. And then really, really interesting that I have all of his old letters. Thanks, Aunt Mary, who saved these for me. And sometimes I like to read these to remind me of the 40s and what happened. Here's a letter from 1943. Dear Zena and Pa, I got your letter yesterday. I've been on a hike for 10 days. Things are tough here. We are heading for overseas, but that does not mean we will go. We are just getting in shape in case. Tell Pa to tell those guys the last 6 months I have not had time, on and on about, he's worried about home. Here's a letter, let's see. Let's go to this one here. Usual. He's talking about the USO shows. They have a girl, acrobat, piano player, and comedians. Sometimes a good band. I've read articles from papers in the States about our outfit. I think we may get the presidential citation soon. There's talk about the war being over about Christmas. It sure is hard to say. He goes on. It's cold. Let's see. Please send me. He's going to France. He's going to go to England. Please send me sodium perborate, and 2 small bottles of Pepsodent. So he needs soap and Pepsodent. I'm glad you sent them. I should be getting them soon. I've been pretty sick the last few days, and I am better now. Don't worry about the money you sent. I spent some of it on furlough, and I bought an engagement ring and a wedding ring, which I have sent to a friend of mine. The rest I sent home to Pa. I'll be sending more money. The reason I asked for it is I have to spend. The weather is getting better. Don't worry. He's talking, about his ring. He wants to get married. Then later on he says the engagement has been called off because he kept getting engaged and then getting unengaged. I have just received your package and thanks a million. It was just the kind of candy I like. The cigarettes came in good because we don't get many now. He used to trade the cigarettes. Everything was swell, only don't forget next time send anything, be sure to wrap it in paper several times and put it in a tin can. Most packages get wet. I also got the Christmas package that Bob Cobb sent. It was swell. The best thing I liked was playing cards. He used to play cards a lot in the service. And on it goes. So there is the history of World War II. There's this cool book that they also gave him. This is like a yearbook of sorts, and it came with this letter that says, "Dear former member of the AAF team, General Arnold has directed that I write to inform you that even though you're no longer wear the Air Force's uniform, we of the Air Force consider you one of us." And there's some beautiful pictures in here of the, oh gee, I can't quite get to them, but lots of nice color pictures about different parts of the war. Amazing stuff. So there you go. Okay, all you vets, thank you for your service. I hope you enjoyed this. Losing Louis Jr. signing out.